How's it going?
Hi, I got something for you.
What do you got?
This is gonna be something cool. It's a Colt 45 from the 1800s. This gun is the gun that killed Jesse James. It's almost like a drum roll moment, isn't it? Jesse James has to be one of the most interesting outlaws. He supposedly would have been a bad guy, but I think the American public kind of embraced that Robin Hood image. It's a piece of history. I'm open to an offer for $40,000. If I were to get half of that, I'd be very interested.
If this is the gun that killed Jesse James, that's damn cool, and I want it. Jesse James was the biggest American cowboy outlaw. Bigger than Billy the Kid, John Wesley Hardin, Bat Masterson.
Right.
There was a $10,000 reward on his head, which at that time was an insane amount of money. This is cool. Where did you get it?
So this gun, my dad bought from Andy Palmer, famous gun collector, who got this from Dr. Cornelius, who had a Wild West medicine show. And he got this gun from Frank James, who said, this is the gun that killed my brother.
Seriously?
In the Old West, gunfighters would take a knife and put a notch in for every time they killed somebody, killed them dead.
Damn, that's pretty grim.
That notch is Jesse James.
Holy Jesse James got shot in the back of the head by a member of his own gang, Bob Ford. And since James wasn't armed, everyone considered Ford a coward for doing it. If this really is the gun behind the legend, we have a serious piece of history.
There's 2 or 3 guns that have been claimed in history to have been the gun. Bob Ford, who did the shooting, says that he shot him with a Colt 45. And I can clearly document that this was toted around America as the gun.
Bob Ford had shows, and he went around the country, and he killed Jesse James 3-4 times a week for years on end.
My documentation is different newspapers, historically back in the 1950s.
Okay.
This is the governor of Michigan at the gun show holding this gun. This is the gun that killed Jesse James.
That's pretty amazing.
People used to be so infatuated with Jesse James, they would go to traveling shows just to see the gun he was shot with. And it looks like this gun really was part of one of those shows. If this is real, I need this gun. How much you want?
I believe that this gun will sell to somebody for $50,000. But I'm open to try to make a deal.
If this is the gun that killed Jesse James, I have no problem giving you $250,000. Here's your problem. According to everything I know, he was killed with a Smith & Wesson, okay? Not a Colt 45, which is what you say you have here.
Books have been written about the controversy of which weapon it was. And Colt can document every gun they ever made and where and when it was sold.
Okay. The thing is, I don't even know if it's Colt. Okay? This gun would have said address Sam Colt, New York, right on the barrel. It doesn't say that. At the Colt factory, even back then, they had a lot of quality control. It was the best of the best. Colt would have never did such a hideous, terrible job chrome plating a gun. It might be a Colt underneath all this muck, but there's no way to tell because someone has covered up every mark that says Colt.
On top of that, Bob Ford was a criminal right alongside of Jesse James. He made a career of being the guy that killed Jesse James. I'm sure he walked around claiming that every gun he ever bought was the gun that killed Jesse James.
Do you have the factory letter on the gun?
No.
Okay, so you just have some paperwork saying that it was brought around and shown as the gun that killed Jesse James.
Right.
This is the way I look at it. I accept the fact that it toured around for a while as the gun. It's got a great story, but I deal in facts, not stories. I don't even want to make you an offer.
I think they wanted to believe it. I think they wanted to touch it. I think they were attracted to it. There's still a difference between being attracted to it and writing a check. There's a big difference.